Those quizzes are actually meant to do something. They're collecting information on you. They're collecting information on how you think. Those quizzes that you find on Facebook are not coincidental. They're meant to do something. Facebook also has information where you've been on the web outside of Facebook. I mentioned that they try to keep you on that page, but even when you're outside of Facebook, thanks to tracking cookies, they know the websites you've been visiting. And as a result, they may feed some of that stuff into your feed. Facebook knows your religion. They know your gender. They know your race. They know your mama. They know your cousins. Shall I go on? Think about what I'm saying. Think about how much Facebook knows. I don't want to get deep into my worldview about Facebook, but it's kind of scary that this one company knows so much. But let's not deal with the scary side, huh? But let's deal with the side that's awesome. You can use Facebook to your advantage. It's been said that knowledge is power. Think about how much knowledge Facebook has on its users. Billions of users. You wonder why they're such a valuable company. Because that knowledge is power. This episode is basically saying to you, hey, use this knowledge to your advantage. Facebook knows something about the audience that you need to reach or that you want to contact. You need to use or leverage this Facebook knowledge to your advantage. Let's go back to episode number 3 in our series here, where I talked about going to Times Square. In that episode, I talked about walking into Times Square and just blurting out a message to random strangers in a crowded street in New York City. That makes zero sense if you really have something to say. So when you're marketing your music and you just decide to broadcast your music to the world through whatever website or just some random social media platform, that makes no sense. That's the same as going into Times Square and just blurting out a message. But what if you were in a position to speak directly to people who care about what you have to say? That becomes a completely different exercise, correct? So here's the point. Facebook can take you away from that Times Square scenario and move you into a private conference room where you have the attention and the people who may be in the market to connect with your music. That is the advantage of Facebook. If you think about the things that we talked about earlier, they know who those people are. The bigger question is, do you know who those people are? Facebook has billions of users. Now, you being able to tap into that audience in a very specific and deliberate way is our next order of business. So tell you what, let's take a step back and get into some ground level tips for using Facebook to promote your music. And today's tips, they are brought to you by Swim, Success with Music, this podcast. Over the past few months, we have brought you material that will help you take your music career, performance, and knowledge to the next level. I and the Swim team would like to continue being your music coach. So support us by subscribing to the podcast and also share the podcast. And one of the major things that you can do to support the show is providing a review on iTunes. It's super simple. It's an easy way for you to give back and allow for us to continue on. So go ahead and do that now. Give us a review on iTunes. And again, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. All right, so let's get back to our tips for today regarding Facebook. Now, this first tip is going to seem pretty obvious, but I have to provide this as a tip. And I'll tell you why in a second. First tip, get on Facebook. That's my tip. Now, for those of you who are on Facebook, you may be thinking, why in the world am I bringing this up? I said in the previous podcast that I've come across people in recent days who have sworn off Facebook. They don't want to be on Facebook. They hate Facebook. People are oversharing on Facebook. People are always taking weird selfies, talking about what I ate for lunch on Facebook. I understand Facebook from a personal standpoint can sometimes be a bit challenging. I unfollow people personally all of the time. But again, we're talking about business right now. We're talking about your music business. So regardless of how you personally feel about Facebook, whether you're on there or not, whether you post anything or not, put that aside. I want you to get on Facebook. So that's tip number 1. Here's tip number 2. Set up a separate profile on Facebook. So let's say you don't want to be on Facebook as an individual. You don't like the platform. That's perfectly okay. Again, I'm not an advocate for Facebook. That's not my personal mission in life. My personal mission is to help you succeed. So I'm recommending that you set up a separate band profile or musician profile, artist profile on Facebook. Now, this will allow you to separate your personal life from your music life. So again, if you have personal hangups about Facebook, well, setting up this profile will allow for you to make a delineation between the two. I found that some of my friends who happen to be music artists, they started off using their personal page as their music page as well. I don't recommend that. And I know it's kind of easy to fall into because you're out there, you're posting things online and you're like, hey, check out my music. Hey, doing this. Hey, in the studio. Hey, doing some new songs, da, da, da. The reason why I'm saying that you should not do that is because as you grow your fan base, you're going to wind up having people coming to your page, saying things on your page that you may want to separate from your personal life. People may want to do business with you. Hey, tell me about your next show or this, that, and the other. You want some type of separation. And also, when you create a separate band page, this allows you to focus on building the brand for your music, for your persona, or for your band. So in other words, you can treat it as a separate entity that you put work into. But if it's tied to your personal affairs, it's hard to make that delineation. You're always on, if you can see my air quotes here. You want to have that as something separate. I have personal friends who have made this decision recently. But the problem is, by the time they make the decision to make a separation, they are now tasked with diverting all of these audience members to a brand new page by saying, hey guys, just set up my music page. Please go over and like it. Well, they've already liked you because they liked your music on your personal page. Now you're redoubling efforts and it's just a headache. So start building over there versus building a huge house over here and then having to disassemble that house board by board, nail by nail, and carrying it to some other location. The example may not be great, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Just start building your persona over there. It'll be a lot easier and you'll thank me for it. And maybe you'll send me cookies. That would be awesome. Peanut butter cookies. All right. So in order to set up your band page, you can log into your main Facebook account. And here's what you want to do. Here's what you want to do. If I go too fast, guess what? This is a podcast. You can hit pause and go through the steps slowly. All right. But again, let me give you some quick instructions about setting up your separate band page. Here's what you want to do. Once you are logged into your main account, like your private account, go to Pages. And once you're there, click on the Create Page button. And on there, you'll see a whole bunch of different things, local business and all this stuff. You want to select the artist, band, or public figure option. Now, from there should be a drop down. You can get more specific. But once you go through all of those steps, you will have your initial page and you'll create this page like you would any other Facebook page with images and links and information. And I personally don't fill out every single area on there. You will see it once you log into it. But again, what I just mentioned a second ago will be the first steps you need to take to create that separate page. So again, it's being created through your account, but it will be a freestanding page for visitors. But you'll be the admin on that page if you do it through your personal page. And let me give you one more tip for Facebook. Once your page is set up for your music, for your band, for your musical persona, create a customized Facebook link for your music. So in other words, it will be facebook.com/ / and then your band's name. Like, for instance, you guys heard me promoting the book Jingle Money in the past episodes. Jingle Money's Facebook page is facebook.com / Jingle Money. It's just that simple. So your band or your music page or what have you should have something similar. Again, facebook.com / your music name or what have you. All right, so let me give you some instructions on setting up your customized Facebook link to your page, of course. And before I go through these instructions, let me just recap some information I just told you here. Doing this will help you be found easily on Facebook. Second, and we can't really get into this on this show, I wish we could, but by creating this customized link, it will also be an important building block for the search engine optimization world. They call it SEO. When you have this customized link with your name in it on Facebook, it will help you with your online credibility overall. So just go with me on that. And that's one of the reasons why we want to create this customized Facebook link. So again, SEO is a really big topic. Just trust me on this one, okay? All right, so let's talk about getting that customized link. So you go to your Facebook page because, again, you're the admin there. It's your page. Hopefully you're not creeping on someone else's page. So you're the admin. You go to the music page that you set up in our previous step. Now, once you go to that music page, you should see it inside of your personal profile area. You're going to see it maybe under pages. So click on that music page. All right. Now, once you're on your music page, you want to click the About tab for that music page. Once you do that, navigate to the general area. It should be towards the top. Look for the link that says edit next to your username. So you're looking for the word edit link near your username. That username, by the way, is the link for your Facebook page. So whatever you're seeing in that area right now, if you go to facebook.com / whatever's on that screen, that is your link. You want to change that to something that reflects your music, your band, your group, your persona. Now, Facebook will limit you to so many characters. Real quick tip. I guess we're doing tips already. Bonus tip. Don't make it complicated. Make it easy to spell and make it easy to remember. And if you can, make it super short. The name of the game here with Facebook is being found easily. That's what this whole thing is all about. All right. We went through quite a bit of information today. There's still a lot more to be covered, if you can believe that. And that's, if you notice, there's been quite a few episodes in this series, and guess what? We're not even done yet. We're not even close to being done. But I'm hoping to get us started. My hope is to get you pointed in the right direction with respect to your music marketing. Let's go ahead and meet again next week to continue on, because I want to talk a bit more about Facebook, because there's a lot there that you can use to help your music promotion. But again, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Please review the podcast on iTunes. It helps us out tremendously. Please share the podcast. And if you have questions about music marketing, go ahead and send me an email. If you send it now, I can probably get it into the show for next week. Send your email to ask@successwithmusic.com. ask@successwithmusic.com. So make sure you give us that review. Thanks in advance for the love. And check me next week. And if you're a pirate, beware of the LRAD sound cannon. Fire!
$10 of gas won't fill the tank. No, this just gets old. I know there's gotta be a better way for me in this life. That is my dream. Here's to our